everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining in today. For this webinar, we are going to talk about Headless 360 today. What is Headless 360, how it works, and then later I will show the short demo of how it works. At the end of the session, we have Q&A, and we'll answer all the questions that you have. Feel free to post your questions in Q&A chat during the webinar as well if you have one. Thank you. All right. So Nespo Solutions is the global IT company. Our headquarters is in Dallas, Texas. Founded in 2008, we have our existence in multiple countries. As you can see on this screen, we are also a summit partner of Salesforce, that is the highest partner rank of Salesforce. And this is me, Abdul Sami, your speaker today. I am a Salesforce technical architect at Nespo, having around 11 years of experience in Salesforce ecosystem. Well, I have worked in different companies, and it's been 4 years that I have been a part of Nespo. So this is about me, and we can move forward with Headless 360. So before we talk about Headless 360 as the solution, I would like to first discuss the problem. The problem that we may not have, while using the CRM. So this slide says that CRM only works if people use it. Well, this is an obvious statement. However, that software works only when people use it. However, sometimes it is itself a problem. For example, in order to create or update one record, you need to log in, juggling between different tabs and going to different fields, fill out the data and save and right. And it becomes the problem when you know that our sales reps lives in different apps. So they are either with their client or in the car to meet their client, and it becomes the biggest problem when they have multiple meetings and jumping to one another at the same time. They have to update the notes and schedule the follow-ups and everything. And or if you are for example, service industry, and your technician have multiple jobs, has multiple jobs, and that need to be done just one after another, and they need to update the tickets as well. So that is a separate problem, separate job to do, and and they don't have time, or they have the time only when they are traveling to update the notes and everything in CRM. Even if they are using mobile application of your CRM, then too they need to log in, click different tabs, open the record, open the job record on which they work, and then they need to update the records. And that is where Headless 360 comes in. So this is a very simple slide. However, I'll try to explain that what is Headless 360 is by having these questions listed down over here that we have been hearing from our client and different people, that there is a kind of confusion that what is Headless CRM or Headless 360 is. So do we need a separate Salesforce instance for Headless CRM or Headless 360? Does it require any different license? Does it require does it require traditional UI of Salesforce? User would have to log in to Salesforce again. Or what about the data security? So the answer is, for all of these questions is no. So you don't need any separate Salesforce instance. You don't need any other Salesforce license, and it is not going to retire your traditional UI of Salesforce. And no, user don't need to log in Salesforce again. What about the security? So having the same backend architecture that you have built with a lot of efforts and resources, you can have that one, except one change is the front end. So your security, your permissions, and all the guardrails remain same as they are right now in your system that you have built so far. So Headless 360 is basically is an architectural change that Salesforce has made to expose your Salesforce instance via MCPs, APIs, and CLIs, and you can utilize any UI that you have or you want where your reps lives. For example, Slack, Teams, ChatGPT, Claude, or any other custom portal or web portal that you are running right now. So it is basically decoupling your CRM data and logic from UI, so you can use one backend and multiple front end or any front end. Even if you want single front end, you can use that as well, or multiple front end, whichever you are using right now. So that is basically the tagline here: decoupling the CRM's data and logic from any single user interface. So one backend, any front end. So that is basically the Headless 360 is. And moving forward to the next slide, I'm going to show you that what you have currently using the CRM and what is the Headless CRM providing you. What you will get if you will move to the Headless 360. So this is what, if you see on the screen, we have two columns: traditional CRM, and then we have Headless 360. So what you get if you will move to the Headless 360, you will right now what you need to do. You have a fixed screen, you need to log in, you need to go to different tabs to create a record, any tab that you are working on, and then you are filling the data in all, right? However, in Headless 360, you can use any channel you want. Of course, you'll have to first enable Headless 360 by integrating your application with your CRM. But then you can open chat, you can voice, you can mobile, any custom application you can use in order to perform any action in your CRM. Then you don't have to, navigate to different tabs and form. You can just type, just send a prompt, and then that prompt will work to update any record or perform any action in your CRM. So, and in traditional CRM, if you see, user must uh, switch into the CRM. And here, CRM comes to you wherever you are, wherever your rep lives. They can just open the application and they can uh, just write a prompt and they can update the data in CRM. So where AI fits. So when you go headless, okay, when you move towards headless 360, you are removing the UI layer from your CRM, right? And when you go headless, you use CRM with prompts. So you don't need to log in to create or update the records, right? And in order to interpret the intent of the user, all the user input, and pass it to CRM to perform any action you need, or you need what? You need an AI tool. So that AI tool can act as a middleware between the human and the CRM, and then transform the prompt into the logical language that Salesforce understands, and then bring the data back and show it on the front end. So in our scenario, in our use case, this is the exact role that Claude is playing right now. And I will show you in the future slides that how it is, working. So moving to the next slide, what we have is that okay. So we have seen that what is Headless 360. We have seen how it works. What is the difference between traditional CRM and Headless CRM, where AI fits, and what is basically decoupling the UI from the logic and your data in Salesforce. Now we need to understand that how we can build Headless 360, how it works, and we have seen that how it works, but we need to understand that how we can move from our traditional CRM to headless CRM. So Salesforce provides two options or two models, we can say. The one is the developer model, and then we have the agent model. And what is developer model? What is agent model? Is that the developer model, so it works for both, for developers and for the end business users. So if your end business user is a salesperson and they are on a sales meeting, they need to quickly get the lead bracket and they need to update or they need to create an opportunity. They are meeting with any client, or they are on the first call and they need to create the opportunity, or they need to update the opportunity or lead any bracket, or they need to see their sales pipeline. So that that is something goes to agent model, because you are replacing your most of the work, or you are giving most of the work to your agents, so that your sales rep can just type a prompt, and prompt can go to Salesforce and update the records or update the data or bring the data from Salesforce. And any tool you can use, Slack, ChatGPT, Claude, or Teams, to and perform the operations. So this is the agent model for the business users. However, the developer model is something, if the developer needs to use the AI system in order to develop anything on your instance, it can be integrated for developers as well. So Salesforce has provided multiple MCP tools that acts on a high level surface, and on the back end you have your Salesforce CRM, and whatever work the developer needs to do, they can just directly work from their from the AI agent, where they are already working, researching, and they have documents and everything, architectural information, everything they are getting. They are just following that information. They can work on their CRM. So everything remains same. What change? The change is the UI. So moving forward to the next slide. So conversations, it is a conversational, but it does not mean that uncontrolled. So people, and it is a right, and it is acceptable that people worries about what about the governance and the guardrails that they have, what were the information all about the headless 360, all information about the permissions they have done, how they are gonna work. So everything remains same. Only one thing is changing here is your UI. Everything remains the same except UI. Every action runs under user's own permissions, Salesforce permissions, and you have the audit trail ready for you, just like you have in Salesforce. On any record, you have all the chat history, and you have the record history as well. So, for example, if someone updates the lead status, so what they can do is they need to see the history. So history remains same under the lead record, and you can go to the lead record and you can see who changes that and when and how. So everything works in the same manner as they are running right now. Moment, please. So what you got? You get I didn't hear it. You get human in the loop. You got it all the scope access and full audit trials. So scope access, this is one of the most important part that middleware or whatever you are using, if it is Claude or Chat GPT or it is Open API or anything, if it is Microsoft Copilot, so any middleware you are using that exposes only specific objects and perform specific options that it is allowed to, not less or more than that. So everything remains in the same, under the same umbrella, and it works in the same way that all the permission and security you have set up. So your permission sets, your profiles, your sharing rules, all the guardrails remains the same. So you don't have to worry about that. Salesforce ensures that it works only following all the permission sets that you have. All right. So moving forward, what is our use case? So how we have implemented it. We have used Microsoft Teams as our front end, and then we have the Claude as the middleware that is interpreting the prompts and sending it to Salesforce on our backend system and updating and getting the records that Salesforce is our system of record where we have all the data, rules, and automations, everything. So that is how it is working. And then we get the response from Salesforce to Claude, and Claude sends that information to Microsoft Teams to the users in a normal human readable language. Okay, so the architecture of Headless 360 or Headless CRM or the use case that we have built is I'm trying to explain in these steps, right? Following these steps that how it works step by step, so that you can understand how a user sends a message in the Teams chat, create a follow-up task for some opportunity, and then Teams routes the message to Claude. Claude interprets intent and decides the action. So user is sending the message apparently on the Teams. Teams is accepting that prompt, and that prompt is going to Claude. Claude interprets that intent, that what user wants, and then decide the the action it needs to take. And then Claude calls the Salesforce MCP to execute it, and then Salesforce returns the response. Once Salesforce returns the response to Claude, Claude then convert the response into human readable language and then return the response to Teams. So that's how the architecture or the flow works, and it flow from Teams to Salesforce, and then from Salesforce to Teams. So this slide tells you that beyond the Teams and Cloud, any front end, any AI tool, we use Teams as our front end, but it does not stop there. If you have any other tool, if you have Slack, if you have any mobile application that you are using, if you have any custom web portal that you have, as it is supporting React as well, and I mean any application that you have, you can use that as your front end application. It does not stop to the chat application only. However, you will need a AI tool in the middleware so that it can interpret or convert the prompt and send it to Salesforce and get the response and show it to the front end user. So front end application can be any application, Microsoft Teams, Slack, web portal, or any mobile application that you have. And AI tool can be any tool that you are using currently. It is not, any restriction or requirement to use any specific tool. You can use Claude if you want. You can use ChatGPT or any assistant of your choice. So, but Salesforce remains the same. So your backend is same. The changing part is your front end. So that is what Headless 360 is. The pattern doesn't change. If you swap Teams for Slack or Claude for another assistant, only the edges moves. So moving forward to the next slide. So we have discussed everything over here almost, that what is Headless 360, how it works, what is the difference between the traditional and traditional CRM and Headless 360, where AI can fit, and how the architecture works. And we have uh, showed you the our use case as well. So everything and the guardrails and governance, everything you have seen, and how, what are the ways to implement like this 360 as the data model, sorry, the agent model and the developer model. So now, after everything is in place, what is the impact? What is the impact to business? What business gets if they move to Headless 360? So if you see, you first of all you get your clicks. The update happens in one message, not multiple screen forms. So once, so that is actually the main issue. The issue or the problem is not CRM. The problem is UI, that you need to log in, you need to go to different tabs, you need to perform different clicks, then fill all the information, then save it, and then review it, and everything. So the issue is not CRM, it's the front end, that how you are operating CRM currently. So if you will move to Headless 360, it will reduce your clicks. If you don't have to, juggle between different tabs and hustling between different feeds, you will be updating your record in just one prompt. How you want to type, right? Or via voice, right? So once you have reduced your clicks from many clicks to fewer, what will you get? Faster adoption, right? Teams is already daily habit. No, you don't need to log in. You just need to type the message, or even you can use the voice note that will help you to with the native functionality of any chat application that will convert your voice to text and then send the prompt and then update the backend. So once you have less time to spend on updating the records, you will get the faster adoptions, right? And you will have the cleaner data. And at the end of everything, what you have, you can work from any channel you want, one or more than one channel, but the backend, your architectural, your architecture, no architectural change, your permissions, your metadata, your data, everything with your guardrails, your permissions, your security, everything remains same. Only change is your front end. So that is the business impact you get. All right. So these are the key takeaways. And after this, I'll be switching the screen to show the demo, that how it works, and then we will have this Q&A. Let me know if you can see my screen, please. All good? Are we good? Okay, perfect. So let me minimize this. I hope you can see the Teams screen. So we have this Salesforce spot, and on the other end, we have this Salesforce screen that we are using as our backend. And if I go to the Teams, I already have opened the Salesforce spot over here and have sent a prompt, initial prompt as and we have response from it. I'm saying that how can I help you with Salesforce today? And I have some prompts that I can send. All right. So I'm telling it that I have finished a call with lead, John Smith, and he agreed to a follow-up call and all of this 15 times. And I am asking it to update the lead record, lead status to working, and then log a call for this today. Okay. And let me show you one thing here. Let me go to all the leads I have. This is the lead I have here. It's a new status, right? Send the prompt. Now it is typing. We're going to Salesforce. We'll be going to Salesforce. While I can come here. And while it is thinking and sending, let me just grab another prompt. It, it is giving me the notification as well. And see on this screen, it is showing that first it is saying let me start finding the lead. Then it is letting you know that okay, I found him. And it is updating the lead record and all, and it is creating the call log as created, and then reminder. It is showing the reminder as well. And then we have I have a second prompt for this. I can just paste over here and then send it, and then I can refresh Salesforce so that we can see. So you can see the status of the lead has been updated to working. And then if you come here and see all your activities, there you go. We can see the Service Cloud implementation, the call log for call with John Smith that's also created. So that's how it works from just one prompt. Let me pass another prompt to it. And this prompt is about creating the new opportunity, right? And I'm giving the information that I have. I'm giving the account information and customer information and also account that under which it will go. Then I'm giving amount and everything in just one prompt and asking it to um, create a follow-up call on August 15th. Right? So it has sent the prompt. It is thinking, and now let me and while it is giving us response over here. Okay. Currently, we don't have any opportunity for that. Here we go. So it is updated, actually created. The new opportunity as per the bot is created with this information, and it is also showing me that the follow-up has been scheduled as well. Yeah. So we just updated the lead with one prompt. We created the new opportunity with one prompt. Also, we can create the case as well if need. Let me just save this plan. So in the same meeting, the customer reported the high severity login error. The issue must be escalated to tier 2 support. Let me send it. And meanwhile, I can go here and refresh my opportunities to see if the opportunity is created. I think it is coming. Here you go. So see, M&M's Headless 360 implementation, as in the prompt, I said that we have a new opportunity with M&M and for the account for the Headless 360 implementation. So it has created the opportunity with the name M&M Headless 360 implementation. And if I'll go to that opportunity, I will be able to see all the information that I have provided. And also, if I'll go to the activity, here I can see the follow up as well for with the client. Okay, so that's how we updated the lead, and that's how we created the opportunity. And then if I come here, it I provided it this prompt for about the case creation, and it is saying that it has created the case as well in the system, and also providing the next step what I have. Not only this, if I want to see all the leads I have in the system, we can give you that as well. If you want to see, for example, show me my sales pipeline, I can give you that as well. And let me quickly give another prompt, suggest me the next best action for sales. It can give you that as well. Meanwhile, it is typing and bringing information. Let's see. Yep. See, here's the current pipeline. It is showing us that what we have, all the stitches, all the amount and everything, the key highlights, pipeline summary, everything it is providing us. Of course, we have limited data in our Salesforce environment. Therefore, we are seeing less information. And it is also showing that new opportunity comes in with the new tag that just created today and is entering the pipeline. And now I have given it a prompt that suggests me the next best action for sales. So it is thinking and gathering the information from Salesforce. And since we are on the time of Q&A, the demo ends here. You can see how it works. It is not only talking, it is real, right? I can pass the prompts, create the lead. I updated the lead, then created the opportunity. Then I have created the case as well. I have seen my pipeline, and now I am asking it to suggest me the next best actions of sales, and it is giving me that as well. And it is also suggesting me that what the priority order for all the leads I have with one, two, three, and four, and I mean all with the numbers. All right, so that is it about uh, Headless 360, what it is and what it is not. Feel free to post your questions in Q&A chat, and we will see and will answer them. And this is the demo that we have showcased here. So any questions? If you have any questions, we are more than happy to answer them. If you have your questions later, you can post them as well, and we'll get back to you. Thank you, everyone, for your time, for joining. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye.